Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lena and this is Library of Diamonds, and in today's video we're going to be doing a kitting up video of my next project. This is called Magic Broth Ramen Shop by MrsbutterD. I've had this kit for over a year now and I am so excited to finally be working on this one. Like, this one was an instant buy for me, absolutely, and I've been saving it for a while actually. So let's start kitting up. The process is, I don't know how long the process is going to be. This one has 58 colors, so it's like a medium-sized colors. It's not too much or too little, but we can see here like the palette of colors. It's very brown, yellowish, greenish in a bit. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. First, I want to organize the drills and see how I'm going to be filling my containers. So yeah, let's see. We have these bags that are not very full, but okay, this is interesting. These are two super chunky bags. So most of the bags are not like the teeny small ones like this one that have a very small amount of drills. So that actually makes me feel a little bit like good because I don't really like to kit up like when it's such a small amount of drills. It's not my favorite thing really. But let's begin. I'm gonna start with just one tray. I'm gonna begin by cutting everything from this first strip. So here I have my first run of drills. Whenever I kit up in this type of containers, I always start by the colors that have the least amount of drills. And with Diamond Art Club in particular, that's really easy because they all come organized like in a very specific way. The strips come by weight and not by DMC order, so that is quite simple to figure out. So right now I'm going to be putting stickers in containers for all of the bags that I just cut it out. It is a typical process that I follow and that I've been following for a while now, mainly because I figured out this is easier for me in particular. I just want to see if the frame is okay. Yeah, you can see everything. I just was a bit afraid of you not being able to see everything, but we're good to go. So yeah, that's kind of the way that I like, the reason why I do it this way. Oh God. All of the stickers came off. Dang it. Okay, let me try to put them back. Shoot, I shouldn't have picked them up with my like fingers, right? But yeah, I prefer to do it this way. And at the end, if I have leftover space in my tray, I just reorganize everything by DMC order instead of the way that I filled it out. But yeah, as I said, that is the way that I typically like to do it. It's a bit more, for me it's easier. For me, everything works a bit more seamlessly in a bit more of an organized way. And yeah, just simply follow that. I've seen like many different ways of people kitting up and kitting down as well. And I think that at the end of the day, we all get to that point that it feels good for us, it feels comfortable for us. And, you just do you. If it's something that works for you, just go ahead and do it. I figured my way, the way that I prefer to prepare my canvases and work my canvases and all that. So here, I don't know how many I'm going to need of these smallest ones. I think it's going to be like a 1.5 rows or maybe 2 rows like of the tray. I'm not sure. Did I already put this one? Yes. So this kit, I really love it because, for one, who doesn't love MrsbutterD? I mean, of course, there can be people that doesn't love MrsbutterD, but she's one of that artists that is really, really hard not to want to purchase everything from her. I have exuded an amazing amount of restraint of some of the latest releases. There have been a few that have been released from MrsbutterD that one I did regret. I have to say that. One I did regret quite a lot, but you know, it happened. It's fine. I'm just gonna wait for that to be restocked. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like something of a tea shop and it had a little witch on it. I think it was a witch. I don't remember entirely on the top of my head, of my brain, I mean. And yes, that's the one that I do regret not getting it immediately. But then there was another one that came out just this past weekend. By the time you're seeing this, it's gonna be probably a couple of weeks since I recorded this specific video. But yeah, it's the one that is like, I think it's called Gamer Room or something like that. I think so. Don't quote me on that. I can be absolutely like wrong on that. But I think that's the name, maybe, roughly. As I said, I'm not 100% sure. But that one I decided to skip because in this moment in time, one, I really didn't like love it. I didn't feel like that need and urge to do it as I sometimes do with other type of kits. So that's one reason, of course. And the other one is that right now I am trying to focus myself on doing diamond paintings that are like related to drills and chills, you know, September, October, that sort of thing. And yeah, that's basically my reasoning. But also, as I said, that one specific, it was not my favorite. I can definitely skip on that one, and I don't regret it, and I don't think I will regret it, like, ever, really. 744, yeah. So there's that. I really need Diamond Art Club to come with some diamond paintings that were in voting. I think it was earlier this year or maybe late last year that definitely were on the theme, you know, on the Halloween fall theme. And I just don't see it happening. And I'm getting stressed out. And yes, it's only the beginning of September. We still have like the rest of September and all of October to go for them to release this stuff. But the thing is that I want to participate with Drills and Chills only. I want to participate in Drills and Chills, and I would like to only do Drills and Chills kits for the foreseeable future, you know, for these 2 months. And this is the last kit. Like, this one that I'm kitting up is the last kit that I have that is going to be fitting that theme. So that's why I'm a bit scared of it, because also taking into consideration that right now I'm in a very nice diamond painting mood and I'm diamond painting really fast. I don't know how long this kit is going to last. So I guess we'll see. And I'm gonna cross my fingers that sooner rather than later, Diamond Art Club comes with something new. But yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Like, I don't have really that many updates about my life in general. I don't... yeah, things have been really easy, I guess. The most sort of important things that have happened in life, they're not even for my life, they're for my best friend's life. And she's been having a very tough moment, like with some family circumstances and family situations. And you guys, she's been my best friend since we were 5 years old. Like, we met when we were both in, like, literally we were in kindergarten. She sat next to me, and ever since we were 5 years and in kindergarten, we have been inseparable. Like, we went to school together for kindergarten, primary school, and kind of elementary school. I don't, like, it's different in other places and how it is in Mexico. But basically, we stayed in the same school since we were 5 years old up until we were 15, when we shifted to high school. That's the high school age here in Mexico, 15, 16, kind of along those lines. And then we were in a private school for those years. So it was a very kind of guarded situation, a very, we were with the same people basically. But honestly, we always were just the odd ones out, that we never really created that strong of a bond with the rest of our classmates, even if we shared the same class for, as I said, about 10 years or so. But, you know, it's not something that we really care that much about. After that, we went to the same high school, which is like a high school that is kind of connected in a way to a university here in the state that we live in. So that was great. That was really nice. And we actually were, I don't know if lucky would be the word, like lucky enough would be the phrase, but to get to that high school, you have to take a test. And that test, depending on like where you scored, they put you, like either you pass or don't pass. And on top of that, you get selected and put in different groups if that's the case. And we basically were grouped in the same group. Pretty much. So that was also great. And that high school that we went to was only 2 years long. And after that, I went to med school and she went to fashion school. That's how different we are. Like, we're both similarly, like in the same level, kind of academically and stuff like that. But our interests are like, we're so different, like beyond what you could probably imagine. And it's really funny because we oftentimes joke that if people just saw us, they would never guess that we are like best friends and that we have been best friends for 26 years now. But we have. I just think that we get each other in at a different wavelength. But yeah, she's been having like a rough couple of situations with her family, and yeah, it's kind of private. So of course I cannot go too deep into that. But whenever that happens, like with one of my two best friends, I have two like super strong best friends. It's me and Rebecca. She's my other best friend. We're like a trio, pretty much. And Rebecca joined us in high school. So it's 26 years of friendship with this first best friend. And then 16 years of friendship with Rebecca. And with Rebecca with us both. And, you know, but yeah, we basically stuck together with one another. Ooh, we stuck with one another. And yeah, we just get each other. Like all of us, like all three of us, we're very different from one another, but we just click. We just click and we just connect in ways that, you know, I've never been able to click with anybody else really, like friendship wise. But yeah, so whenever something like big happens in my best friend's life, I get so kind of engrossed into their life as well, because I really like want to make sure that, you know, I don't have many friendships, but the friendships that I have are some of the most important relationships ever in my life, being, you know, friends or boyfriend or whatever. So I've been kind of being sort of like a sister to her in a way. Of course, the things that fall onto her because of this is like a family situation are not falling on top of me, but I'm more like an extension of her, if you will. Like for things that she cannot do, I am trying to be like that extra helping hand for, you know, trivial reasons. Trivial things that need to get done, like grocery shopping, go pick that prescription, go pick this, go pick that. You know, things that I can handle and that she doesn't have to handle by herself in order for those things to get done. Let me just take a sip of water. So that happened. Typically, it's both of us. Like whenever one of us has a thing going on, like as I said, we're just a small group of three. Like whenever one of us has something big, the other two kind of step in and do a lot of help towards that. And it's something that we do almost like, as I said, automatically. We act as if we were. Yeah, I think that aspect of feeling kind of like an extension of the other person, that's kind of what we become. And our other best friend has not been able to be much of that because she recently became a mom and she recently changed jobs and her life is just crazy nuts. So of course we understand. I mean, more my other friend than me because, you know, she doesn't know me in explanations or whatever. But we've been all kind of a a group of support and, you know, caring for each other and all that. So that's the only way that life has been a bit hectic in the past couple of weeks, I would say, almost 2 weeks now, especially last week. Last week was especially hard. And things seem to be kind of settling down a little bit, but not settling into normalcy, more settling into kind of a new sort of reality situation kind of thing. So it is tricky. Of course, it is tricky to navigate through some of these situations, but, you know, hopefully everything starts to run smoothly. But other than that, really not much has really happened. I really this week have been just being my diamond painting self and the extension of my best friend. So personally in my life, there's not much of an update or anything like that. It's been really calm, thankfully. And yeah, for these couple of days, like this last couple of days, I've been mainly focused on that and my small business and diamond painting pretty much. One thing that I'm struggling though is with going to bed early. Going to bed early has been a very stressful part of life in this past couple of weeks, especially this week that passed. This week that passed, my boyfriend was not in town. And so I basically stayed up doing many things because during the, it kind of combined because during the afternoons, I was doing a lot of like errands and stuff with my best friend and for my best friend. And then when I got home, it was not very late, but I felt that I had done nothing of the things that I had originally planned, like for myself. And so I would just dive full into it without really caring about anything else. And I would just like lock in and concentrate very, very, very deeply into the tasks ahead. And by the time I noticed, or by the time that I took a look back at the clock, it was already like 2, 3 a.m. So I was like, okay, this is not okay. And for the first few days, even if I was going to bed about 3 a.m., I was still waking up at 8:30. So I was not sleeping a lot, but my body was still not kind of doing that shift where you go to bed really late and then you wake up really late. So I didn't really care that much for the first few days. But then there was one day where really I didn't have much to do during that night. I was just mainly diamond painting, but I started to feel really tired and I said, you know what, I think I'm gonna go to bed now. And I checked the clock and it was not very late. It was just about 1:45 a.m. So I was like, oh, this is great because I'm going to go to bed a bit earlier than I have been going. So that maybe helpful in start shifting my sleeping schedule and try to, you know, fix it and make it the way that I want it to be, where I wake up 7 or 8, you know, not super early, but you know, still early enough in my books at least. And so I did that. I went to bed and then I remembered something that I forgot to check on my email, and that was where I went in a downward spiral of doom scrolling. So it started with about an hour and a half of doom scrolling through Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I don't use TikTok. I don't really like. I'm an old millennial and I'm not interested. So Instagram is still the place for me to, you know, spiral. And I was like, okay. 1 hour went by. It's fine. I'm doing fine. I'm sure I can fix this. I'm sure I can go to bed right now. It's almost 2 a.m., but it's fine. It's not that late. I can go to bed. But then I don't know why I clicked into the YouTube app, and one thing went to the next thing. And this is something that I am kind of a bit ashamed to admit. And I don't know if any of you have the same thing that I have. But for the past couple of months, and yes, it's been months, I've been very, very, very obsessed with videos about people, distracting white faces, whiteheads, blackheads, pimples, cysts, all kinds of things. And as I said, that's been going on for the past couple of months. But lately, I mean those couple of days where everything started to go crazy, downward spiral, I cannot stop myself from watching those videos. And like, they're very satisfying for me. I think they're very satisfying. People think they're gross. Like, when I started watching those, that I found them, like, I already knew they existed, of course, but when I started watching them, I showed my boyfriend and he was like disgusted. He was like, oh my God, don't. Whenever you're looking at that, like, don't. So now whenever I am looking at those videos, I just put the screen like kind of tilted so that he doesn't get to see it. And whenever I am like with my phone like that, he's like, you're watching those videos, right? And I'm like, yep, I am. And so he just, turns around and says, yeah, I don't want to risk my eyes laying down on that type of content. And I'm like, okay, it's fine, but I don't know what it is. I just am super extremely obsessed with those. And it's getting worse and worse. I thought it was getting better because for a few weeks, I was not watching as many. But then within those days that I was home alone, it became a disaster. So that particular day, I watched one video and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch these next video because this I've never seen, and they're addicting. Like, I cannot get my eyes off of that. But the problem is that ended, and then I got recommended another video, and of course I clicked on the video. And at the beginning I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna see like the beginning of this video. But then I saw that the video was like 4 minutes long, and I was like, well, it's only 4 minutes long, it's not that bad, is it? And then that happened for the next like 20 or so videos. And the thing, I don't know if it became kind of like a trance or something like that, but by the time that my eyes pulled away from that screen of my phone, it was because my kitty was yelling at me. And I was like, why is she so annoying? Like, is she hungry? I check into my phone. Like, I checked the actual time, and it turns out it was already 5:45. 5:45 a.m. And my kitty was yelling because that's the time my boyfriend wakes up and feeds her. Of course she wants her food. It's 5:45. Like, the time that she always has her breakfast. And that's when I realized, like, okay, this might be a problem. And yes, I'm exaggerating. I understand that this is not that deep. But you guys, that procrastination was more than I thought my brain was capable of handling. I like, the last time that happened, where I just lost track of time, regardless of how tired I was or whatever. I think it was during my first years of college. Like, I was maybe 20 or something like that. Like, the last couple of times where that happened to me, where I just got so engrossed by watching something that I completely like, tiredness was not something that was in the front of my mind, and I just ignored that. That's crazy, guys. And I really, really need to make sure that I put a limit on myself and that I actually follow it, because that sense of just another one, chasing that sort of dopamine, that's addictive. And it's crazy that it's happening to me right now. As I said, after, I swear to you, years and years and years of not having that situation like happen. I had gotten very good at, if I said I'm just going to watch, 4 or 5 videos, or I'm just going to watch for another 5 minutes, whatever it is that I'm watching, I am typically good. Typically, that's the key word. I'm typically good at restraining from just binge watching, like keeping binge watching. But that's with other content that exists in the internet. But with this thing in particular, I know it's disgusting. Like, let me know if you watch any of these videos, because honestly, I don't know. I feel like, I know that I'm not the only one, because those type of videos, and specifically the YouTube channels that I watch that upload the most amount of these videos, like, each video has thousands upon thousands. Some have like hundreds of thousands, and a couple have even millions of views. So I know I'm not the only one, but am I the only one? I don't know. Like, between that and the few changes that have happened in my life, like with my new small business, and trying to run this YouTube channel, and, you know, personal life and my freelance job and all those things, I sometimes feel that I have like a lot on my plate. But at the same time, like, how do I feel confident in saying that I have a lot of things to do, and that sometimes I run out of time and I don't have enough time to do all the things that I want and need to do? But then I spent 3 or 4 hours watching videos of people getting their whiteheads and blackheads and cysts removed, right? But I don't know how often that, I don't know. I really, really want to get a better grasp at my time management, because overall, like, with those videos or not, I'm not the best at time management. And so I'm also looking into ways of being more productive, you know. And it's not about being like hustling and being super, super productive 24/7 or whatever. No, it's being productive enough that I achieve my goals, but that I also have time to rest and time to do my hobbies and time to spend with my boyfriend without feeling that I'm neglecting them, like all of the things. And yes, it's tricky because life, you know. Oh, I just had to take another sip of my water. But there used to be a tool that I used a lot during college, especially because that was when I needed the most amount of time management, I think. And what I did, basically, there was an app called 3030. It doesn't exist anymore. Right now, I only have it in my iPad. Like, that iPad has like 10 years, I think. I don't know what generation it is, but it's an iPad mini. But I only have it in that iPad. I don't know where that iPad is. I lost it. Well, actually, I do think I know where it is. I just haven't looked again in that specific spot. But I was trying to look for a similar app. And the app that I'm kind of looking into is, it's an app where you can put different tasks like in order, and you set an amount of time that you want each task to last. But this app of 3030 specifically, what it did is that let's say that you wrote down like do the dishes, and for doing the dishes your timer was of 15 minutes, and then the next task was put the clothes in the like start the washer. Oh my god, so much thought process for that sentence. Like, put the washer, and then you put that like a 5-minute timer, you know. And then the next task was take out the trash, and for that to take out the trash there was another 10-minute timer. But then whenever the time that you put down that you wanted to do the task, let's say that 5 minutes, if that 5 minutes elapsed, it moved to the next task, to the next task. And you could also have the option to, you know, if you finish a task early, you could just swipe it and mark it as finished. And it would be really cool because it also said like, oh, for the set amount of tasks that you selected here, if you selected the starting button, it would show you like, this is the amount of time that you're going to be spending on the tasks that you set up for yourself. And you're starting at this time, and you should be like the finishing time, like the finishing hour on the clock should be, let's say, 7 p.m. And that helped me a lot because it kept me motivated into saying like, oh, if maybe I put washing the dishes a 10-minute timer, but if I finish it in 7 minutes and I select that I completed it, then the timer starts moving to a closer finishing line. And that also was very helpful for my personal dopamine, chasing, because crossing those things that I finished helped a lot. But I have not been able to find an app that works exactly the same. I currently started using one because I've searched for years and years, because this app that I loved has not been available for the longest time. And I've been looking for a new one to use again for the longest time, and they're always similar but not quite the same. The one that I've been able to find that is almost the same, I forgot the name of it, but I think it's a Llama Life or something. The problem is they charge you monthly. Like, you can select a 7-day period, like free trial, but then you have to pay for it either monthly or yearly. And I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay because it's like $40. And yes, it's like a one-time spend type of situation, but I don't want to spend like $40 for a yearly subscription or whatever. And so of course I joined for the trial period, and I was going to see if in the meantime I could find any other timer that was more to what I was looking for. But really, there has not been any other app that I've been able to find that it's just like that. And the one that I like, the one that's Llama Life, that's called Llama Life, it's great. It's almost what I want. Meaning that the only thing that I would change of it is that whenever the timer ends for a task, if you do not select it as complete, you do kind of like overtime. It is as if you were just like, if you kept doing that task and it doesn't change on its own, like it doesn't go to the next task on its own. And that's something that I don't necessarily love. But at the same time, like I say, that's the only thing. That's the app that has been the closest of achieving what I want in an app like that to pretty much achieve. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should pay for that app, if I'm being too cheap for not wanting to pay $40 for that app, when I have to admit it's been helpful. That I have to admit. I've been using it, as I said, for these past, it's been a week already. I think tomorrow it's going to be the week, the trial period ending. And I have to be very, very honest and say that that app has actually helped me being more productive so far. I am still looking for other apps that are that fit exactly into what I want, but I've been not successful at it. So what do I do? My thought was, okay, this is working. I don't remember how much is a monthly subscription, or if I'm going to be attached to a yearly subscription. I don't remember entirely exactly. So I am tempted about, looking into the app and seeing if I can do maybe a monthly one for now while I look for another app, or just, take the loss and pay for a full year of it. And as I say, it might be worth it. I'm just too cheap to want to pay for that. I don't know what to do, and maybe one thing that I was thinking about is when I encounter these type of situations where I'm not sure if I should get something, I kind of see or try to see the long term of that particular thing that I'm gonna get. Like, is this thing in the long run going to help me with my goals? And, the benefit cost ratio is going to be like sufficient for me. And now that I think about it, like, well, not now, but, after giving it some thought, one of the conclusions that I got to, and that have made me consider even more getting the subscription, either monthly or yearly, is to say, okay, if I'm being more productive, that means that I'm wasting less time. I'm having more available time, like more actual time that I am using for the tasks that I want to do. So maybe in the long run, this is going to be saving me money, because maybe something that would take me 3 days to complete because of all of my procrastination, maybe it's now going to take me 2 days or even less, even 1 day. And now I have 2 extra days to do more stuff that I would not be able to do. And that can translate into, winnings, and not only monetarily, but time-wise and energy-wise and so many things. So now it seems that I am here sitting down telling you where I cannot find, I'm going to get that app. Like, I am trying to talk myself out of getting it. I think I'm just trying to give myself a justification to get it so that I don't feel guilty, because I'm also one of those people who feel really guilty about getting stuff for themselves. Guilty as charged. So and then I think, like, I spend sometimes so much stupid money on things that I only use once or twice, why not pay just 40 bucks? You know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to make a calculation. Like if I were to pay 50 bucks, well, it's not 50 bucks, it's like 40. So in Mexican pesos, that's 799 pesos. If I divide that by the amount of days that a year has, that would mean that I'm going to pay a little over 2 pesos every day for me to use that app. And if I translate that into like USD, I don't know what that would be really. Like it would be like, let me see, how much would it be? 2 pesos, it would be like half a cent. I don't know. Am I doing a good job, like justifying myself? And is this and am I actually justifying a purchase like in a smart way, or I'm just trying to convince myself of getting something just because I don't want to feel bad about it? Like, well, which one of the two is it? I'm gonna struggle. I guess I'm gonna tell you later on. But why do I feel so guilty about that? I guess that's because I struggle a lot, and that's also something that has happened to me. I struggle a lot with justifying purchases that are like digital purchases, you know? Not so much when it's like a tangible product that I can basically touch and do whatever I please with it. So I think that's what it's coming from, right? Here I am saying that the number of containers, of the smallest containers that I was going to use, was probably not going to be that big. And here I am about to finish the third full row of the smallest containers here. And I changed topics dramatically, I know, and I'm sorry. That's just how my brain jumped from one topic to the next. But yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to get it. I think I'm going to do it. In simple terms, yeah, I think I'm going to do it. Do you think these two colors are going to fit in the smallest container, or are they not? I think they could. Let me just check it out. So this is 9.18. I'm just going to be very careful not to put this into my trash pile so that I don't lose because I don't want to put this sticker before knowing for sure that every single drill is going to fit in the smallest container. Let's see. Oh, it fits. Great. And let's just jump to a new topic. If you're wondering why the hell I kit up the way I kit up, well, let me tell you. You might not be wondering this because this might be not the first video that you watch from me kitting up, but I try to explain this in almost every one of my videos. Some videos might not have this explanation because honestly, sometimes I forget. Or sometimes, well, actually last time it was because I was too lazy. I had been talking for a couple of videos by then, like I had been batch recording and I was tired of talking. So that's why I didn't explain it. But here I'm going to explain the way that I kit up. So I know that there are many ways of people kitting up, and I actually saw a new way that I'm gonna try maybe soon. I don't know when exactly, but you know, if I feel that I need to. But you know, this is one of the ways that exists, and this is a way that I particularly love and that I use. Oh shoot, I put the baggie away. Which color was it? 355? Yes, it was 355. Ooh, saved by the bell. Yes, nice. I think I have another couple of colors that might use the smallest of the containers. So let's see. So the way that I kit up is I have a full sheet of dryer sheet here. I do also have like little squares cut in another place in case I need them. But by using this method, it's very rare that I use them. As I said, sometimes I do use them, sometimes I don't. But what I do is I grab a baggie of drills and I just cut straight the top, and I just pour the drills into the dryer sheet, like the entirety of the dryer sheet. What happens, in my very humble and personal opinion, is that whenever like the drills that have static touch the surface of the dryer sheet, being the full dryer sheet or the small, cut up pieces of dryer sheet, the static goes away. So what I do with this is that I pour them all. The bigger the bag, I try to distribute it more in the dryer sheet so that there's more contact, more possibility of contact between the dryer sheet and each individual drill. Of course, it's not going to be possible every single time, but what I do next is I pour them down and I fold the dryer sheet in two, like this, like a taco, and I just make sure that the corners are very secure, and I just shuffle them around. That way I am making even more sure that the drills are touching the dryer sheet, and then I just pinch one of the ends, creating like a funnel type of situation, and then just drop them into the container that I'm going to be using to save these drills and to use them later. So there's that. Whenever there are a lot of drills like stuck into the bag, I really don't worry about it. What I do is I put the bag of drills like in direct contact with the dryer sheet, like so, and I just try to fumble it like this. And yes, some drills while doing that might just flow out in all of different directions. But it's not very likely to happen. That has not really happened to me many times, only a few times. And whenever it happens, it's just, as I said, a couple of drills, like 4 or 5 at most. So I don't really struggle or, fumble too much with that. If the situation happens that there are so many drills still stuck in the baggie, what I do is this. Let me show you. Let me grab one little piece of dryer sheet. As I said, I still have these ones at hand all the time because sometimes I use them. So let's see if this one is going to need that. If not, we're just going to pretend. Oh God, come on. Okay, so I pour the drills in the dryer sheet, and let's assume that all of these drills didn't come out of the bag really effectively. What I would do is I would put 1 square of the dryer sheet in here. I would make sure to close the baggie as best as I can. What I do is typically do this and then, do this with my fingers, and then I just shake it. I shake it and then I just drop them in. And that usually does the trick. There's been a few situations where despite doing all of those steps, I still have some static. And in that case, I would put a little piece of dryer sheet into the container that I'm going to be using to store the drills. But this is not going to be the case. So yeah, I just do the same. I have all of the drills here, fold into like a little taquito, juggle them around. And then it's time for, oh my God, which color was this? Was it this one? 3, 7, yes. And I just pinch, create a funnel, and pour them into the container. And that's it. The only thing that sometimes happens is that maybe 1 or 2 drills every now and then is going to stay stuck into the dryer sheet, but it's not going to be because of static. It's because you know how the dryer sheet, after you use it for a little bit, like little fibers become loose. So the little pointy ends, or maybe if it is a drill that has a little bit of a trashy thing on one of the sides, gets stuck into those fibers. But other than that, really is not that big of a deal. It's not much of a hassle. And yeah, that is the way I kit up every single time. And having said that, that is my cue because I have nothing else to tell you about anything really. I'm just gonna continue kitting up. I only have a few bags that are starting to get a bit chunkier, a bit fuller. And then I have the chunky bags, the bags that have a lot of drills in them, some bags that have multiple bags of one same color. So I'm just gonna pop my earphones in and watch a true crime video in the background. If you have ever wondered why do I watch in the background, it's typically true crime videos or diamond painting. I just put my playlist on YouTube. Right now I'm watching an Annie Elise video from almost 3 weeks ago because I'm really behind on that. So yeah, I'm gonna jump into watching that, and if I have anything else to say, I'm just gonna pop in and let you in whatever pops in my mind. So enjoy the rest of the video, like just listening to crinkling noises, and if not, thanks for watching a lot. Yeah, let's keep going. Okay, I just need more dryer sheets. This is the last one that I have, like, honestly. This is the last dryer sheet that I have. I desperately need to get some new ones. Okay, I think I need to skip to the next size of containers because this won't do the trick for longer. Okay, you know what? Is this gonna fit here? I don't know. I'm gonna check first if it's gonna fit. Oh, great, it fits. Amazing. What do we do? Are these gonna fit in this one? I don't think so. So it is 38, 30. Am I missing a color? Oh no, 38, 38, 38, 58. Is this two different colors? It is. It is. Interesting. So 3827, 3070, like this one. Then is 30 Z30. Okay, I need more of the bigger containers. This one, 3858, 3858. And then 3857. That one is gonna be a big one. All right. Almost done. I'm so excited. My cat. Oh, I moved the camera. I'll be right away. I'll be right back. What? Okay. It was a while before Kitty just started speaking that she needed me. Oh, this is not the correct. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's not gonna fit. I think what I'm gonna do with these ones is pour a little bit into a smaller one. Like that. So I just make sure it fits. Oh, I'm sorry. Now, I'm gonna try something new. Let's see. Oh, wait. I missed a step. Ooh. Okay, this is interesting, but it's too much of a hassle for my liking. Ooh, okay, it's not fitting. Oh God. Hola. Let's see if Kitty, I don't think she's gonna come. It's just that Kitty climbed into the desk, but I was wondering if she was going to step into frame, but I don't think she will. She rarely like gets into my stuff. Anyone's stuff really. She's such a good kitty. But yeah. So this is the last color, and I think I'm going to try to rearrange everything to see if it fits in a DMC order. I honestly doubt so, but I'm still gonna try to do it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching up until now. If you're the one, if you're one of those who watch until the very end, even if I don't speak that much at the very end. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have worked on a MrsbutterD or in this particular diamond painting. I would love to know who is working on it, so we can, maybe buddy work on this amazing diamond painting. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. As I said, I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, don't forget to keep on diamond painting. Bye bye.